Hey, 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 hey!
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you are watching That Balloon Show.
That's right, welcome back.
Welcome
To an
back.
electrifying show on that.
Well, what are we doing on today's show, Dom?
We are going to dive straight on over to the workshop, and we're going to be looking at
electric, so it's all about the electric Starburst, but we're also got the entire range of Iridescent in the studio as well, so we're going to share that with you. But before that,
there's this.
we are here, and we are powered by Premium Com.
That's right, folks.
Yes. So we have in the studio, like we said, we have, we'll stab you in the eye at one point. We have these Starbursts.
More of a threat.
Two different sizes. This is one of the electrics. This is the Coral.
Coral in the 26.
In the 26, in the smaller of the versions.
It is.
So we're going to show you how we put them together. So a little bit of a tip and trick kind of situation.
Yes.
If you haven't dealt with this style of product before.
Yeah, and we've got all of the sizes and all of the shapes of the Iridescent.
Haven't we not?
Yes, so
Yeah,
we've got
amazing.
some of them already inflated, and you know what, we'll inflate some more as well.
Yeah, and if you do have any questions about it, if you want to see something close to the camera or anything like that, just let us know in the chat. We will be monitoring it to respond. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything, actually, just ask.
That's right. Well, I think you should dive on over the studio.
Well, first of all, I'm just going to have a little slurp.
Well, I did think of that.
Because it is nuclear. You made the hottest cup of tea in the world.
Well, you know, it is a good cup of tea, though.
It is. It's a lovely cup of tea. Hope you guys are having a nice cup of tea while I go in the workshop.
Good. You go over. I'll carry on drinking. Carry on chatting to these guys.
And have your cup of tea.
I
you have to join me at
I've
some
got
point.
the buttons, and I can make that happen. So yes, we've had hands-on, having some fun with these, loving the electric colours, loving the shine on the Iridescent, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with them. Let me have a little look in the workshop. Keith, was he falling over? Did I catch that or not? If he did, I missed it. That is such a shame. Right, are you ready over there?
I am, I'm about ready.
Here he is.
I was born ready. Hello guys, welcome into the workshop. Please happily say hi in the chat to let us know you're there and you're watching. Dom is actually just standing there finishing his cup of tea.
I totally am.
Getting himself
just a little bit.
You can get yourself.
But I did remember to bring the
do
chat.
that. We've got it here.
Oh, that's right.
We set this up this way.
Well, I'll leave it here. I'll go back over here.
No,
and put
yeah,
this.
yeah, to have your cup of tea. I totally get it. Right, okay.
I'm putting this down now.
What we have in our workshop is we have all of the Iridescent in all the different sizes available, from 10-inch rounds, 4-inch stars, 34-inch bores, 26-inch, 40-inch.
Some Iridescent on the floor there.
Some more Iridescent on the floor. 26-inch and 40-inch Starbursts. What else we got?
Unicorn horn.
Yes.
Ears.
To be used individually. Yes.
Yeah.
You can be an elf, glittery elf.
Could, yeah.
Or a unicorn. Or a bunny rabbit.
Nice. He's got the Easter look rocking there for him.
Flip it that way around. Oh, no, there's better for everybody. There we go. Okay.
Iridescent carrots.
Yes. So these are all to do with the Starburst. So I'm just going to put them over to the side for the moment, because what we'll do is we're going to show you some of the other shapes before we go on to the Starburst, because that kind of links on nicely onto the electric range.
It absolutely does.
Very sad rainbow balloon. What's that?
Oh, was it this was like a rainbow?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like the NBC logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why sad though, Shelley?
Because it's only like one set of colours. It's rather than a.
With all the colours, it's Iridescent.
So we have other sizes. Like for instance, we have 10-inch rounds. Which come valved, and when you buy them in a pack, they come in a pack of 6. So you get them in a pack like this, and it comes in a full pack of 6 in there. And then, what's that one?
Stars, circles, and hearts in that same 10-inch size as well.
Okay. And then, if we want to go smaller than that, also valved, but 4-inch. So we have 4-inch ones in there.
I like the fact, and I know we've talked about it before, and we'll continue to talk about it because that's what we do, is the fact that, you know, you buy them in a 6 and you might not always use the 6.
Yes.
And that is because of, it gets the price point better for you guys in the fact that you're getting better value out of buying this as a package. But it looks after them. And if you use 1, you use 2, it just means that you've got the packet still to store them in as well. So that's really good for organisation. And you know us, we like our systems and organisation. And it just means that you can keep them safe and looked after.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I really like on the back that there's a little cutout on the back. So it means you can actually see when there's a product in there.
Yeah, and it's real colour as well, because like any packaging on any product, is the colour that's the print on the packet isn't always the perfect representation of the finished balloon colour itself.
Yeah.
Whereas on the back you can see that specifically significant in things like the electric range.
Absolutely,
Yeah, because that really shows how vibrant those colours are. So if you're in a position where you are retail and you're face-to-face, it's a great little selling tool without actually having to open up the product as well. So it gives the customers a chance to see what the actual product is going to look like. So they're really cool.
But we have them, so we've got them in the smaller sizes, like for instance the 4 inches and the 10 inches. And then we have our standard kind of 18-inch size. You can see, depending on what's around it, depends on how it reflects the light. Because if I have it like this, which has a dark colour in the background, compared to a light colour in the background, it's very different. It has a very different behaviour for the light. Also,
all
how
valved
the light hits it.
as well.
How the light hits it.
Is it all valved as well? So even from the 4-inch up over, they are all valved and self-sealing.
So we can go bigger than that though, Dom.
We can. Which one are you going for?
Let's
Circle,
do this.
star, or heart?
Do the heart because it's a good comparison for this one that we got right here. Here we go. So there
Look at
is
this.
supersized. It's not that it's closer to you. It's the fact that it is
Brought to
actually
you by
supersized.
trickery of the camera.
Yes. So there we go. And shiny.
I do rather like these.
Yes. So if I hold that heart, and you can get the star. The star's really cool too.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
It's a superstar.
Nice. I like what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a great reach, but it was there.
I had to go for it still. And then there's also
Like
for the big size shapes. Lastly we have our circles. So we have the larger size balloons in 3 different shapes on this side.
We certainly do.
So we love those. I'm going to throw that over there.
Yeah.
Because we're going to move on from.
Also, a little reminder as well, that the smaller ones are for air-filled only.
Yes.
It's a heavier type material, so traditionally an 18-inch foil would float. However, for these, the 18-inch and down over, they're not going to float with helium in. Yeah. It's air-filled designs only for those.
Yes, and it's because of the heavier foil, so it helps reflect the light better than standard iridescent balloons. And here's our 24-inch bow shape.
We'd rather like this one.
It is. There's been a lot on social media regarding this particular one. It's super cute and lovely. I've seen a nice one where it was part of a hoop. Yeah,
it's a great size, this one. When I know it was being introduced, I in my mind, I felt it was going to be a bit bigger than what it was described as. Not that the size was wrong, it's just, in my mind, I pictured it bigger.
You were worried
that it was going to be oversized for how you're going to use it. Think about this sort of the marquee style
also
designs.
As well as if you stand there as well and you wanted to put it on some sort of hairband,
I think
if that was any bigger, it would look silly.
It would, it really would, people, yes. You're right, Shelley, they are amazing. But that could go in anything from, you know, a larger design with a, you know, like an arch or a decor like that, backdrop walls, or down to something like a marquee retail piece as well. That's a very easy included design to bring into that sort of scale as well. So
we absolutely love this design. We think it's very cute.
Yes.
And I might wear it at the next party that I go to as a bow tie.
Nice. So second use out with those. Fantastic.
Thank you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to our Starbursts. So the one that we're using is the 26 inch. And I'm going to look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like to me that we are 4 short of what we need. For sure. Because you need 12. Now the pack that you come in, it gets 12 pack. When you open the pack, it comes with 12 of these, like this. They're all stacked up on top of each other with the valve. So you can just lay them down and just carry on working and inflate, working and inflate until they're all done. We are using the Borosino B271B elf pump for this one.
I've been really lazy as well. I'm just leaving it running. So double tap, it'll run, and then sliding it into the valve.
And there we go. Great for small foils like this. Ideal.
I did try it on the 28-inch hard.
Takes a little bit longer.
Keith took over and used the microwave.
Correct equipment. So,
well, you could say correct equipment.
So for these, what we're going to do is you can tie them the way that you want to do. But this is our kind of tip, our golden nugget for this one, is we recommend, especially when you're starting with this, is tying them loose. Do not try and tie them tight together like that. I
think it's because that's an industry thing, right?
Yes.
So across the industry, everyone's like, when you tie everything together, make sure it's tied tight.
No.
So if you've not used this product before, the go-to is let's tie them and get them really snug together.
No, what we're going to do is actually we're going to tie them really loose here. So I'm just doing a simple double knot and tie them together, and you can see that there is plenty of space in between those two. And then we're going to carry on and do the same thing with all of the pairs.
Mine's the same, plenty of space. So we're not making it hard for ourselves. The thing is, if you do them tight, you've got nowhere to go, right? That's it.
The big thing with it is when you do this and you tie them nice and loose like we're doing, and you put it together, you will thank us for it later. Because if you try and do them as tight as you can, or even slightly tight, you're just making it a bit more of a struggle for yourself when you come to put the whole thing together. So I'm just doing this one, and again, super gappy in between. I mean, I've got a full hand in between the two there, and there's still space. It's not tight.
Same. It does also mean if you've got multiple people doing this as well, it's easier to leave them a little bit loose because that can be fixed, where if people are doing them too tight, and especially if you've got like a team, multiple staff members, you're going to end up with some of them that are overly tight if you've got something where it's exact.
So then what we're going to do is, once we've got all of our 6 pairs, we're just going to loop them together and wrap them around the middle. Loop them together and wrap them around the middle.
Now, you're not doing anything here other than just wrapping it over a little bit just to make sure it doesn't fall out.
Yeah,
yes,
that's exactly what I'm doing.
No positioning, no real care to what goes where.
Just twisting the whole thing together. Trying to go across the middle wherever possible, for obvious reasons, in the fact that as we're pulling it together, it wants to be going across that middle section.
We're trying to create a middle centre to this, because if you just bring a one in and wrap it round, let's say you pick a key one and keep wrapping them around that, you'll end up with a lopsided star point, and then you're going to have a little bit more work to try and resolve that. So keep bringing one in and just try and distribute them across and bring it in a sort of a random.
So if we tie these tight, that one would have been a struggle.
Absolutely.
This one would be very much a struggle.
Yeah.
But it's simple because I can just take it through, pull it through the centre, cross them over, and then take it halfway back.
So it's already looking pretty good. So it's well distributed. All we could say at this stage is, if you maybe hung it, it's maybe going to hang a little bit, and it's going to sag.
It looks loose.
Yeah, it's going to sag because it's not got that tightness to pull in, although it's not too bad.
No.
And bear in mind how wide we had that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a full fist in between there as well. And we don't have the smallest of hands. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take ones that are looking particularly loose, and I'll take that through the design, and I'm just going to zigzag all the way back to the design. But if you're left-handed, you can zag-zig. Doesn't really make any difference.
But you must, at this stage, keep changing the one you're holding. Don't just try and tighten that up with only ones, because you could, in effect, keep moving one around until it eventually tightened up. However, you'll find one of them is buried deep into the centre, and the rest of them are then just looking okay. So you just want to kind of randomly pick one or two and just twist them, move them around, and that'll just add that little bit of extra pressure to tighten up that star point.
And then we have our lovely, well-positioned star point from, you can hold on to any frond.
Yeah.
And,
You can hang that, you can stand them on the floor, you can bring them into the design.
and it's easy. We're not struggling, we're not fighting against it, because if you do tie them nice, if you tie them tight, when you pull them in, it really wants to pull out of there or potentially damage the individual frond.
If you're doing it for a job and you're in a hurry, you're more likely to damage and cause a sort of a deflation on one of those valves if you pull it too tight. I mean, they are a robust balloon. However, any time that you pull directly onto a valve like that, you are chancing that you could tear that valve. And that's for any of the balloons in the range. However, doing it this way, it's easy, it's fast, it's efficient, and then you just do that little snug up at the end.
It looks kind of silver on the screen there. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
But it really does refract the light. And again,
It does.
depending on what's in the background.
Now, again, though, like everything, there's multiple ways to do everything.
Oh, yes.
If you've already got a tried and tested tension that works for you, then absolutely do that. We're not suggesting go back over and do it differently.
No.
If you've got it down,
If it works for you,
yeah,
do
go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
But if
We're
you've,
just saying,
if you've never used this product before,
or if you struggle a little bit,
you've
you struggle getting
Yeah.
that last pair in.
and the inconsistencies, I think it's more noticeable actually for the struggle on the electric range, which we'll come on to.
Yes.
Because of the finish on that particular material, it's when it's tight to go through, it's hard to work with.
Yeah.
So actually going in loose is far better, and then you can just tighten it up the end. But it's a winner for us.
But there we go,
We love
26
them.
inch. But if we change that up to a different 26 inch, we
Yay.
have the 26 inch blue electric, or electric blue, and electric pink, which is absolutely popping in front of that studio light, and not in the balloon bad way. It's the colours really popping out out of there.
So these ones,
And while you talk about that briefly, I'm just going to go and get the coral one from the
cup of
pod.
tea. Okay, right.
I'm gonna get it.
So these
I'll
are
get a
in
cup of tea.
two sizes. We have a 26 and we have a 40. These one come packaged as a 1, but that's one complete star point. So you get the 12 pieces that you need to make this full star point design. Now, it doesn't mean you have to use all 12, because we've seen these used in designs many times where you leave 2 or 3 of the points out, and then you did get your cup of tea, you cheeky chap.
Oh, well, I was passing and
If
it'd be rude not to.
if you want to bring this into a design and then kind of have it looking like it's coming out of it, you wouldn't want to have the back ones on, because if you push that in, it's going to be too tight and have too many star points coming out. So you can actually lose a couple of those and then bring it into the design, or do a half of one. So it's up to you. But we've got them.
Kirsten's saying there, that pink is blinding.
You're
No
not
joke,
wrong.
honestly, in front of the lights here is absolutely bursting. And of course, as people have already asked, we don't have the black lights in the studio at the moment. We will get some.
We're going
but
to
these
have to.
do glow under black light, and they really do stand out. The coral versus the pink versus the blue. So let's have a look at some other
So
colours.
we've got, that's the coral.
That's the coral? Yeah.
And then we've got, what have we got there? We've got the blue.
Coral, which again, like Dom said earlier, on the back of the packet, you can see that little colour, as I'll just use a pointer there. You can see there the colour on the back, and the same with the blue.
Yep.
You can see that.
Pink. And
Yeah.
then on the back, the pink. So we've got those ones. And then we also have,
I'll just show that as well, as that for sometimes you don't see the difference between the pink and the coral so much, but in real life you do. And if I put them together like that, hopefully you can see the difference between those two, the coral and the pink.
I was going to say exactly the same here for Keith, for the green and the yellow.
Yes.
So the green on the packet is very green, and the yellow is, I would say,
It's a greeny yellow on the packet, yeah.
And it is different, but it does look not that different. However, on the back,
Let's tap that one down.
yeah, you do that and hold that one
There
with
we
that
go.
one, because them two are very different on the real colours there. Such a vibrant colour, the yellow.
Oh yeah, I mean I can see that on the screen there.
Yes.
You can see the difference. In real life, again, it is absolutely super different. The bright between the.
Then we have the orange, and then we have the purple.
Okay.
And again, the purple is a good representation of the colour. However, it doesn't show you how vibrant they are.
It is. It's
Yeah.
it's that whole thing of saying it's electric. It's like when you see something that's gold on a picture.
Yeah.
It looks gold kind of, but it doesn't have the true essence of gold in real
That's
life.
right, yeah.
It's the same with these. Yes, the picture shows them like that as the electric color, but once you actually get them there and they're standing out, like Kirsten said, in the fact that the pink pops so so much. It's it's almost too.
I'm not
bright.
sure there's a question. I was going to grab the iPad because the rest of the questions gone off the
When
screen.
adding to a garland 8 spikes, I'm going to say that. I'm going to guess the second part because we've got 8. I'm going to say it says spikes is enough or something. I'm going to say that.
I've got the iPad with the question on.
Yeah, let's say. I think it's a statement rather than a question. Oh yeah, I'll say that. I'll fix this for you then, while you're fixing that.
Jeez, people.
Yes, when adding to a garland, 8 spikes is perfect.
Thank you for
very
that.
much, Kirsten.
Yes.
There we go.
But the fact that they are independent, you've got that flexibility.
Yes.
And then if you use an 8, which is a great one, if you have 3 of these, 3 packets, you're going to get
An extra.
an extra one between.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 2 packets. 2 packets is going to give you 3. I did some complex math there in
Yeah.
my head.
So 2 packets because you get 4 spare from one and 4 spare from the other.
Hey, I got there.
You did.
I did.
Yes, somebody should do some sort of meme with Dom one like that and it go.
Some crunching some numbers.
So shall we do this one quickly with this 26?
Yes.
Okay. So we're opening up the packet, which is again plastic free. Ta-da! And then, as you can see, they're all stacked on top of each other with the Prima symbol there and the valves. So I do this slightly differently from Dom. Instead of double pressing this, what I do is I start it off with a double pressing, and then I use the on-off button on the side. So I take that and I just one and click it backwards when I'm not. So it means that when I go into here, I can take it into the valve, take the first one off,
See, I'm lazy. I just leave it
and
running.
it's gone.
Because the battery lasts like
Hey,
7 years.
I'm just trying to save the planet by saving the battery life and not having to. Next
We haven't
one,
had
you
to
start tying
we haven't
them
had to
up,
charge it yet,
come
so
on.
we're doing all right.
I know.
I get your point. However, in practice, it's not been
They're
necessary.
just peeling them off.
It's a much softer material this than working with the Primedescent, though, isn't it? You really tell the difference and the weight in that Primedescent.
Hello, Sarah. Nice to see that you joined us there
Hello.
from sunny Wisconsin.
Everywhere's sunny compared to here, Keith.
I have to say, for being the middle of summer, it's not very nice here in the UK right now. I hope people are enjoying the summer in other areas of the world better than we are.
We like a bit of rain, we do.
Well, it's good for the gardens, as everybody says, right? Everybody says when the rain comes, it's good for the gardens.
That's our way of justifying bad weather.
Yeah, our gardens are great. Yeah, you'll not find a greener place than the northeast of England right now. Boom, boom, boom. And of course the air filled, so the advantage with air filled is that they last pretty much forever. So it means that we could have inflated these easily the day before or midweek if you've got a busy weekend. And have them ready to go. How many you got? Yeah, we're good. And then
Was it? Where's that last one? Oh, it's there.
Yeah,
Hidden.
flat pack.
Secret stash.
Balloons from IKEA. And then again, we're just tying those really loose. And to make it easier to tie, I'm just folding those up on the ends so that when you take it around the corner, down through the rabbit hole, up past the tree. So there's your last pair.
Nice. And then for the 40-inch, we've got them in all of the colours again, yeah? So we've
Yeah,
got,
including Primedescent.
yeah, which is fantastic. We're going to need a bigger studio.
We are.
So yes,
But again, because we tied them nice and loose, it was easy to add even the last one
so this one takes a little bit more to wind in when you do them that loose because,
because it's a bit of a wind-up.
well, the material's much softer than on the Primedescent.
Yeah.
That one's a much tougher one at the base, so it's going to kind of take a... it doesn't take as much to wind it in,
Yeah.
but yes, loving that colour.
We've got purple to do
I
with
still think...
the pink. I mean, the
is-
pink is the bright,
the-
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's definitely.
Although
the
I'm really
pink.
liking the blue, but the
And the
pink's
coral.
probably my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the pink. It's super bright.
Yeah. I'm loving those. Yes.
Okay.
And as we say, really looking forward to seeing what you guys do with them.
Absolutely.
So they are hitting the market now. So they
Now.
will be with distributors around
Ask
the globe.
your distributors
Yep.
if they have the Prima Electric range and the Prima Descent range.
Yep, they're already starting to hit distributors in the UK.
Yes.
And they are, I think I've seen them elsewhere, but definitely around.
Ask your own distributor
around the
and
globe.
Talk to them about it.
Yeah, you can always check out primaballoons.com as well for find. Is it find
a distributor
Find a
near
distributor.
me.
Yeah, so there's a drop down there that you can select, and it's got a map and everything on it as well, so you can check out all the different distributors, and that will point you in the right direction. And on the other side is if you've got a distributor you already buy from, give them a nudge and say, hey, I want the new electric and Primedescents from Prima.
Absolutely, yes, we love them too, but I'm going to kick them off that way. Oh, straight into the electric star point.
Electric,
There was
if
like a
only it was-
landmine sitting there.
If only it was bright enough, Keith, for me to see.
And then what'll happen is Dom's going to take you back over to that studio in a minute. I'm going to say bye-bye from here. And if you do have any questions, drop them in the chat or drop them in the comments, and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. But over to Dom.
Hello again. We're back. We're back in the pod. We're here, safe from all those pointy electric balloons
Yeah.
or trip hazards that I created.
So what you're saying is that the pod is pointless.
Ba-dum.
We're going to say goodbye for now. We
We
look
are.
forward to seeing you guys live again in 2 weeks' time. And you have a fantastic 2 weeks. Stay nice and safe. And look forward to reading your comments.
That's right. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye now.